to our latest edition of the Author Fan Face-Off. Basically, we have one fan, one book, one author, and we see who knows the book better. So we're excited today for Marcus Vega Doesn't Speak Spanish by Pablo Cartaya. And I'm so excited. We've Skyped several times. And so we love this book. We love your books, and we're so excited to have you. And I do want to say that I listened to the audio, and you do a great job on the audio also.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, and before I forget, we have my fabulous co-host, author Steve Sheinkin.
Thank you.
And who will introduce the challenger.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. We have Georgia today and a sixth grader. And I just sent in some facts, which I thought, it sounded like you were talking about me. You're a writer, you're a lefty, you love sushi, but then you went to drama club, which I definitely don't qualify for drama club. Definitely not. Oh,
I do.
yeah, Pablo is in for drama club.
I do.
Yeah, I used to videotape movies with my brother, and I've watched some when I was your age, Georgia, and I've watched some recently. The acting, oh boy. The writing's okay, but the acting, not very good. So we're very excited to have you here. You know what we're going to do? We're each going to ask you some questions about the book, and we'll see who knows more. So I think Stacey has the first two questions.
I do. So Georgia, how does Marcus make money at school?
He has a garbage tax collection. He collects cell phones, and he walks kids to and from school.
Okay, great. All right.
Nice.
Pablo,
Oh,
what
geez.
is Charlie's favorite movie?
Oh, okay. That's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Willy Wonka,
Willy
and the
Wonka.
Chocolate Factory, which the Gene Wilder version.
Of course.
The Gene Wilder, not the creepy Johnny Depp one. Where his teeth are like,
That one's a little scary.
it's scary. It's like, that's not, no, I don't want to see Johnny Depp's like teeth. No. Yeah.
All right, very good. Georgia, why does Marcus get suspended from school?
He punched, I think it's Stephen Hobart.
Nice.
He used a derogatory word about his brother and one of the kids he walked to and from school.
Excellent. Your answers are.
Can I just add that Georgia should get a bonus point for using an excellent vocabulary word.
It was
All
in
right.
the
I'll give it to her. Go ahead.
I'm handicapping myself here, but I think that if you're using a derogatory term, I think that's a really great use of vocabulary.
Yeah, an explanation for not just what happened, but why. Marcus and his family saved their money in this special container.
Is this for me?
This is for Pablo, yes.
Oh, it's a Cookie Monster cash.
A Cookie Monster, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
All right, let's go on.
Okay. All right, Georgia. Marcus's friend Danny gives him this before he leaves for Puerto Rico.
is a camera.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Pablo. Marcus brings this personal item of his dad's with him to Puerto Rico.
Uh-oh.
No, I know. Wait, George, can you help me? What? Give me a hint. No, somebody. No, I know what it is. It's his driver's license. It's his driver's license because that's right, because he brings it back. He hands it back to him. That's right. And that was a big moment when I was writing. I can't believe, I'm like, what does he bring him? Does he bring him some churros? No, that's what he brings.
Was that a detail that changed in the different drafts and revisions?
Yeah, and so obviously, as you know, Steve, like when you're going through the story, what you start off with oftentimes is not what comes back, and a lot of items that make their way in first drafts kind of disappear and then change into other items, and sometimes you just end up, you end up forgetting what the item ended up changing to, because when you're in the editing process, you're thinking about what's in the service of the story, what makes sense for the arc of the story. And so I think I forgot what it was originally, but the driver's license is what made the most sense as a sort of like an arc for the story. So when the editing, that's what it changed. It changed to that.
Yeah, that makes sense, and it worked really well. All right, now it's my turn. For Georgia, their uncle, and when they're in San Juan, Arminio's building in San Juan is this kind of business.
Is it like a hotel bed and breakfast kind of thing?
Yeah, I'll take that. They call it a hostel,
is.
or sort of like a cheap
A hostel.
traveler's hotel. I accept that.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah. And Pablo, I love the food descriptions in your story. I always love food descriptions in stories, and you had a couple really nice ones.
Thank you.
So
I'm
here's
usually
one.
very hungry.
Yeah, me too.
And so
That's
when
why.
I'm writing, I just write with a lot of food metaphors typically, or a lot of food, because I'm usually typing and then I just get hungry.
Yeah, me too. All right. So this is a Tio Arminio question again. He serves Marcus and Charlie jibaritos. What are they?
Oh, jibaritos, that's a great one. So a lot of the book comes from like, where do we kind of link our identities to, right? And so Marcus is growing up in a small town in Pennsylvania, and then he ends up going to Puerto Rico to sort of connect with this part of his identity who he doesn't know. Now the jibarito, which is a sandwich that's made from plantains, right? And it has meats in it, and there's a garlic aioli, and there's some tomato, and it's typically it's pork. So there was a Puerto Rican a gentleman who left the island and went to Chicago, and he was missing home. He was missing this idea of like, oh, you know, the food from home. So he created this sandwich with these plátanos, with these fried plátanos and this pork, and to kind of have like that taste of home to bring back to. And I think that was just, when I was thinking of the story, I was like, that's really what culture is, right? It's how we connect with things that are sometimes even unsaid. They're felt, they're tasted, they're smelled, you know, and so the jibarito is like, it's kind of a representation of one of those like cultural markers, you know.
Yeah, awesome. All right, it's a close game, but we have a couple more questions to go.
All right. And now that I'm really hungry, on day 2 in Puerto Rico, this is for you, Georgia. Marcus and his family take a road trip to this place.
Darma's house. Aunt Darma's house.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
All right, Pablo, there is a quote on the gate of the Vega farm. What is it? Spanish or English will be accepted.
Is it? Well, it's Finca Vega. Oh my God. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. What is it?
That's why this is question 10.
Oh, claro que sí. Piedra sin agua no goza en la fragua. That's exactly right. That's right. So it's like it means, literally means stone without water doesn't sharpen in the forge. And so it's kind of like from nothing can come. And now I remember why. Again, so when I'm working on a story, I'm trying to figure out what the deeper meaning of the story is. So it's not just a plot-driven narrative. It's often something that you can think about like afterwards. When you read it a second time or a third time, you come back and you think of meanings from it, right? And so this idea of nothing coming from nothing is stemmed from the journey that Marcus takes, right, to explore. So if he stays at home and he never takes that leap to go and discover more about himself, nothing can come. So nothing can come from nothing, right? So that's why he starts kind of piecing together literally. And if you see, like, there's a lot of metaphors in the book about like the shedding of yourself, right? Like opening up. So he starts off with the coat and he's all cold and he's in Pennsylvania and it's cold. And then little by little, he starts shedding this stuff. So it's like he's wearing his boots so that when he gets to a point in the novel, he's wearing his sandals, you know? And so it's sort of this idea of you can build a better understanding of yourself by taking that leap.
All right. Well, we have one bonus question based on my calculations. I mean, I think George is ahead. I don't know if it's possible to come back at this point, but I'm going to throw out a bonus question. Anyone can answer it. And it is about the journey, and it goes to, it's another little detail, something that he wouldn't have done early on. And I think as he changed a little bit on his journey, Marcus winds up carrying a small fruit in his pocket for a couple of days. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
Oh,
I want to know what
one.
that fruit was.
Oh, that's one of my favorite fruits, but I'm going to give Georgia a chance to answer first.
I have no idea what it's called. I remember.
Starts with an R.
I don't know what it's called.
If you
Like they took the outside of it off and ate the inside.
You can picture it. He described it so well. I know.
Yeah, what is it? Do you remember what it looks like, Georgia?
A slimy white ball.
Inside, yeah, inside it does. And on the outside?
Was it like spiky? I don't remember.
It was spiky, and what color was it?
Red?
It's like a dark reddish color. Yeah, dark red, and it had spikes on it. Absolutely. I would give her the point just for describing it. And Georgia, can I ask you, Steve, do you mind if I ask Georgia a question to kind of, you know, Georgia, why do you think that that Marcus, when he keeps the fruit, and it's called a rambutan, what do you think the symbolism of that fruit is?
He's feeling more comfortable with his family, and he's maybe trusting them more, or he's shedding his, showing his true inner self to his family because he's learning to trust them.
Yep.
And so when he takes off the spiky outside, that's like a sweet inside.
I think that you should just give her the entire, hey, Georgia, that was amazing. You gave me goosebumps. That was awesome.